Yesterday I made this delicious wild game curry, which is delicious. And I have some naan bread that I bought from a store that I will leave unnamed. And we were about to eat dinner, Lori and I, and opened up the naan bread, and it had mold on it. And it hurt my feelings. So I took the naan bread back to the store, and I was going to replace it with some other naan bread. But it looks like all their naan bread had mold on it, so whatever didn't appear to have mold. I mean, I saw several packages that had mold, like 5 or whatever. I didn't trust it anymore, so I need some naan. We need some naan for this curry. Guess we'll have to try to make some. I'll take some flour here. This is kind of off the cuff. That's about 2 cups of flour. All-purpose flour. And I have some sour cream here. I'm going to put some sour cream in here. Yeah, it's about, yeah, that's about a half. We'll just finish this off here. We'll put about 3/4 of a cup of sour cream in here. We'll add a little bit of this baking powder. Let's say about a teaspoon. Not heaping. And let's start mixing this up and see what happens. I think I might need to add some milk to this. Actually, rather than adding milk, I'm going to add some half and half. Because whatever milk can do, half and half can do it better. Half and half. Make this into a dough. Let's add some more of that half and half. Now, you know what? If your half and half happens to be going sour, which this is not, you can still use it to make this naan. It's turning into a dough. Not as smooth as I want it to be, so I'm going to add a little bit more of this. I'm going to add a little sprinkle of salt. Let's say about that was about a half a teaspoon. Mixing it up. Let's add some more half and half. All right, let's add the rest of that. There we go. It's starting to look like dough now. That's what I'm talking about. I think I added too much half and half. But I'm not going to add any more flour. We're going to go with it. I decided to add a little bit more flour to it because it's pasty rather than doughy. We want it to be doughy. And a little sugar. One teaspoon of sugar. That's more like dough now. A little bit more flour. I know a purist would be kneading this by hand, but I guess I'm not a purist. And also a purist would be using yeast to impart that nice yeasty flavor. But I'm in a hurry, so we'll see what happens. All right, okay, it's getting doughy now. I'm going to take this out of this bowl here. Spread some flour on this cutting board. Put it out like that. I'm going to handle it now. Most of the time when I make bread, the machine does most of the work. The bread machine. I don't know why I put the spoon in there. Haven't done it like this in a while. Next, I'm going to take this ulu knife and divide it. I think we could have 8 individual pieces. Now I'm going to take a little bit more flour, dust them up a little more. Roll them on out. Got the cast iron skillet here. Turn that on. I'm going to flatten these out. Flatten it out by hand. And I'm going to see what happens. I think for sure you're supposed to make sure that skillet gets nice and hot. So I'm going to give it about another minute. Let's put that in there. See what happens. I am not a professional naan maker. I'm a naan maker. Well, I won't say a naan maker. Maybe I'm a very amateur naan maker. It's starting to look like naan. Oh, snap. Get a little sample. It's naan. It's actually naan. Oh, snap. Look at that. Homemade naan. It's not difficult. It's good. I'm cooking these in olive oil. This is homemade naan to go with the wild game curry that I cooked yesterday. The store-bought naan had mold on it, so I had to take some action. Homemade naan. While those other pieces of naan are finishing up over there, I'm going to finish these with a little dab of goat's milk butter. Sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder on there. We should be good to go.